All right, gamers, welcome back. World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore Ironman Adventures, episode 150. Welcome to the finale of the Hardcore Adventure. We've hit 60. We've done basically every quest in the game, aside from a couple group quests, some difficult quests, some pre-raid quests and stuff like that. We've gone through our entire adventure and we've said which ones we weren't going to do and we're going to do. But in the finale, I want to try and take on a few of the difficult elite quests / group quests that we've been holding off on. Khan Hrothra being one of them, Princess Mizrael being one of them. A few other things that I do want to tie up, maybe do some exploration, take a little minute to reflect and look at our bank and appreciate all the items that we gathered along the way. I did spend some time since last we played farming 20 of these encrypted Twilight pages, and in the interim of that I got some solid mining materials. We've got I got a full Twilight cultist set, which is kind of cool. I got the cowl, the mantle, and the robes. I also got a lot more heavy junk boxes. That might be something that I work on. Of course, we got an elixir, 2 elixirs of mongoose for completing one of those quests before. Let me talk to Kalandra.
Greetings, traveler.
Kalandra,
as long as you
excuse me.
remain within the walls of the Cenarian hold, you will be safe from harm. Be wary when leaving the protection of the hold, as the Selethid have been swarming as of late.
Selethid. So first things first, let's go ahead and turn this quest into, Boar Wildmane, and then we need to go talk to Hermit Ortel. I think he has a chain for us. That might be the end of the chain, I'm not sure. And then after this, I think we're going to go to the Caverns of Time and do what tomorrow brings, discover the Brood of Nozdormu, talk to the Bronze Dragonflight dragon.
We have more than one enemy in Silithus, adventurer. While everyone's attention is focused on the Silithid, my big brother and I have been keeping a close eye on the Twilight's hammer crazies.
I love the idea of him being like, that's my big brother and he's the bigger brother. That's like me and my brother. I'm the older brother, but he's much bigger than me. Secret communication. Did you bring some texts?
Excellent. I'll stash these away. Maybe they'll be useful later.
Oh, so it's just like an endless quest that you can do over and over.
The spirits of Silithus call out to us, adventurer.
Okay, well, I think we are now basically done with every quest in the Cenarian Circle, or Cenarian Hold, excuse me. We'll go talk to, let's be mindful of these elites. We'll go talk to Ortel. Also, sorry if my eyes look puffy. I didn't wear my, I have like an ice face mask that I usually wear in the mornings, and today's my day off, so I'm going to try and work on a bunch of recordings that I need to get done in the afternoon. And yeah, I got so busy making my breakfast that I didn't wear my face mask, man. So now my eyes look all puffy, and it's not the best day for looks, but you know what? We're still working through it. Yeah, I've been, like I said, I had some goals for the new year, and we are now 2 weeks into the new year as of recording this episode. And things have been going good as far as me trying to reach my goals. I've put on 20 pounds, which I'm trying to bulk right now. I'm about 10 pounds from my goal, and then I'll probably take like a little bit of a break, maintain that weight for a little bit, and then try and bulk another 20 pounds. But I'm trying to put on some healthier weight and not just fluff, so to speak, in the next bulk. This bulk was a bit of a dirty bulk, where I was just trying to put on some more weight that I can then mold into muscle. You gotta put the clay on to build, you know. But then after that, yeah, I'm going to try and put on another 20 pounds. And then once I reach that goal, I'll probably hover around that for It's probably going to be a while. That's when the long grind begins, where I'm going to try and put on 30 pounds, break 200 pounds, because I'm a thin guy. I'm a tall, thin guy. And that'll be like my long-term goal of trying to hit 200. And that's just going to take probably years, but, you know, gotta start somewhere. But, yeah, I've achieved 20 pounds, working on, you know, hitting that goal, feeling good. Me and some buddies are rock climbing now. I'm in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes. I'm reading a lot more. I'm writing. Things have been going good. We've got a lot of goals that I've been wanting to work towards. I'm sticking to them real well, so I'm very happy. Ortel,
you're back already. What can I do for you now?
I got you those pages. Did you find any encrypted texts? I'm quite curious to read this month's True Believer.
Excellent. I will get to decoding these as soon as possible. If I find anything of interest, I'll find some way to get the information to you.
And then he also has a repeatable quest where you can just turn those in, it seems like. All right. We also, in this episode, we need to head back to Ashara and talk to Waterlord Hydraxis. We need to go back to Everlook and turn in the Vidier elixir with Denova Snowden, which we know her. And then we'll need to go up to Moonglade and talk to Umber. So we've got a lot of traveling this session that we need to do. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good New Year's 2026, the big 2026. I got a lot of plans for this year. I will say though, taking on all those things on my plate, as well as juggling work, time with friends, all my other responsibilities, it's tough, man. It's tough. There's only so many hours in the day, and I feel like there's not enough to get everything done that I want to get done. And I'm only really sleeping like 7 hours a day, so, or I should say at night. So it's not like I'm sleeping a ton or anything like that. It's just got a lot of things to do. I'm rebooting my D&D campaign this year with a smaller group of friends. I'm really excited for that, but that's also going to take, you know, a good bit of time. I've been writing for that, as well as I'm also like practicing my handwriting and calligraphy. I think it's really cool and interesting to have nice handwriting. So it's something that I'm practicing and studying, as well as I'm, you know, keeping a dream journal now. I've been having crazy dreams recently because I've basically detoxed everything out of my life as far as drugs, alcohol, nicotine, caffeine, a little caffeine. I still have a cup of black coffee a day, but it's caused my dreams to be crazy, and I've just been documenting my dreams as well as also documenting like my thoughts and goals, just keeping a journal, because I think it's really cool. You would hear about these crazy, you know, men from like the 1800s or the early 1900s that would they'd live out in the woods, and they would just have a ton of these different journals, kind of just like writing about their life and stuff, and people would find them later and read them. I think that's cool, and I want to be one of those people where it's like, damn, he documented his life, you know what I mean? Both virtually and in script. So, you know, like I said, I've taken on a lot of things with this new year, but it's been really cool. And another content creator that I watched, he was also expressing similar issues of like not having enough time, or feeling like you don't have enough hours in the day to get everything that you want done. And he quoted someone, he didn't name the source, but he quoted someone that I actually really like to quote as well. He said, "What a blessing it is to be exhausted from doing the things we love," or something along those lines. And I really liked that quote. He said it stuck with him, and when he said it, it stuck with me as well. I feel like it's true. It's easy to take for granted everything that we do and what we have, even if it's just like, you know, a place to lay your head at night, or a warm blanket, or a meal, or friends to talk to. You know, there's people out there that don't have those things. So it's a blessing to even feel exerted, or like there's not enough time in the day to do all the things you want to do. And I agree, yeah. So my mental's been doing really well coming into this new year. I've got a lot of goals. Voice crack. Got a lot of goals, and I'm feeling very driven, which is really nice. Over the past couple of years, I felt very complacent, and I felt very numb / on autopilot, and a lot of that was to do with substance abuse and depression, even though I didn't know it was depression. But I've had a lot of things happen towards the end of 2025 that have really reignited my passion and my yearning for life, and discovering who am I really, who do I want to be, and what do I want out of life. And it's been really, really motivating. And if you're someone that's struggling with that, I highly recommend, taking the time to ask yourself those hard-hitting questions and figure out, what do you want to do with your life? We're only here for a certain amount of time. Do you really want to just spend it all, playing video games all day, or do you want to do something else? And if this is what you want to do, then all means, live your life. But I'd kind of fallen into a depressive state of numbing myself, and it came from a lot of past trauma, unhealed trauma, trying to ignore things. And sometimes it takes serious dramatic events to kind of wake you up. Hey, War Leader Krasilak? Yeah, no, not happening. Yeah, sometimes it takes dramatic events to wake you up and snap you out of those things. Or for me, it was some serious traumatic events that then made me realize well, what am I doing with numbing myself with substances and not really taking true responsibility as a man should? And is this really who I want to be? Am I proud of the person that I am? You know what I mean? And it took some of that thought process to really ignite this new chapter in my life. But I'm extremely, extremely motivated and grateful. I'm thankful to God every day that I'm on this path now, before I'm 40, 50, 60, you know what I mean? And it was one of those things where I was writing it in my journal, and I was I've always realized I'm a bit of a late bloomer in life. I always have been. I remember, kids around me in middle school getting armpit hair, and me not having that in the gym lockers, and being self-conscious and always wanting that, and friends getting girlfriends before me and wanting that, and friends getting bigger than me and always kind of being thin. And I didn't hit my growth spurt until I was going into high school. From 8th grade to high school is when I hit my growth spurt. I was 5'5". Basically my entire young adult or adolescence, my teen years. And then from 8th grade to 9th grade, that summer, I hit a really big growth spurt, and I grew to 6'2", 6'3", and that's my height now. I'm about 6'3", standing up straight. And it just took, it took time. But I was always a late bloomer when it comes to things, and I think this is another case of me kind of blooming a little late into some of the later stages of maturity and masculinity, and just my life and who I am and who do I want to be. And even though it's a little late for me, I'm in my 30s now, I'm still grateful for it. I'm still very blessed by it, to be growing and to be motivated in just pursuing something every day. There's a lot of people that at my age have kind of burnt out on life, or that have given up, so to speak, in terms of their hope. Or maybe they went through a bad marriage, got divorced, they've got kids, and oh wow, look, Oculus and TikTok, or TikTok, the claw. But yeah, there's a lot of people that kind of get burnt out on life, and I have friends that are like that. That's how I'm recognizing. Chronalius. Anachondros. Sorry, Anachronos. Is this not the brood of Nosdormu? Is this not them? Venture to the caverns of time and see if the master has returned. I must be sure before I'm able to proceed. Is this not what we needed to do? I figured we would just need to walk down this region. Because there's no way I'm walking up to Anachronos when he's hostile to me. That man is gonna rip my head off. I'm guessing Chronalis is his eldest son. Okay. Discovered. And then we'll have to head back to Barisloth. I could probably take down both Tick and Oculus with some proper kiting, but I honestly don't want to attack them. I really like the Bronze Dragonflight and their lore and what they represent. They're the keepers of time, and the time stream, is that the right word? They're kind of like the fable keepers, if you will. And I have no qualms with them. Now, we did take down one of Onyxia's children, and that's because Onyxia is kind of corrupted and under the influence of darker magics right now, and she's employed her children and her minions / worshippers to infect and try and control the lands of Dustwallow Marsh. So we had to take down one of her children, and that was a sick fight. Still one of the highlights of hardcore for me was taking down Brimgore. That was a hell of a fight, man. I loved that fight. Alright, so let's head back. We'll talk to Barisloth and then probably fly far up north to the Duke Hydraxis. That's going to be a bit of a run. Where's my hearth? The Cenarian Hold. I'll tell you what. We'll head to Barisloth. I'll turn this in. I'll fly to Orgrimmar. I'll set my hearth at the Valley of Strength, and then we'll head up to Ashara, talk to Waterlord Hydraxis, and then hearth from here back to Orgrimmar, and then we'll fly up to Winterspring, and we'll talk to Nova Snowden. We'll go talk to Umber, and then we'll probably start taking on things like Con Hrothra, which this one shouldn't be too hard, I imagine. Might still be a little tricky, but we'll see. And then we are going to try and take on Princess Mizrael, summoning the princess, as well as, like I said, reflecting on some of the items that we've earned along the way, maybe doing some last-minute exploration, although a lot of the zones that we've been through, we've explored everything. Like, if you look at our map, I think we ran through this last time, but basically everywhere we've gone, we've taken the time to explore the entire region. We do need to explore these islands in Feralis, but Silithus is complete, Ungoro is complete, Teneris, Thousand Needles, Feralis, Desolus, Thunderbluff / Mulgore, the Barrens, Dustwallow. I know all of Kalimdor is explored. Outside of things like Teldrassil, because we'll never get over there safely. Darkshore, I do need to explore. I think there's some areas maybe in... No? We completely discovered Ashenvale. This is Hyjal. There are some areas like, yeah, in the Badlands that we need to do. There's some areas in like Burning Steppes, but not much, not much. So
Where would you like to fly
this is
to?
the finale. It will be a longer episode that might be something that we do. We're only 20 minutes in. We've got a lot of time. I'm planning on this one being like probably 2 hours, so we might do some exploration, taking on some elite quests, that kind of thing. And of course, we're just gonna yap. Hardcore WoW has always been like my yap series, my therapy series, where I just get on here, start recording, start talking to you guys about my life, what's going on with me, my goals, motivations, things that are happening, things that are on my mind. Just, you know, we just yap here. So take a sip of my coffee real quick. I will say I've given up cream and sugar in my coffee. I was a dandy for a bit, and I was putting cream and sugar. I just had a ton of sugar in my diet, and I was like, man, I really don't want to be so reliant on sugar and caffeine. And I've cut back on my caffeine a lot. I still have a little bit in terms of a cup of coffee, but the sugar I've cut out a lot. I don't do sugary drinks. I don't do sugar in my coffee anymore. I've cut the creamer out. I do a organic honey from a local apiary to kind of give my coffee a little bit of the it takes a little bit of the bitter edge off of it, as well as it adds a couple more calories into my diet, which again, I'm in a bulk right now, so any calories that I can get, I'm always trying to maximize. But it's been nice cutting a lot of the sugar out. I will say though, over the past 2 weeks since I've been doing it, really it's like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I started before the new year just to kind of prep myself and ease into it a little better, because I was cutting out nicotine. I was getting off of some drugs that I'm not, proud of. I cut out alcohol, and all those things were like, man, it really took a hit to my system. Detoxing off those things, I was tired all the time, irritable, just not in the best mood and mindset, so I really didn't work on recording too much. Thankfully, I had a bunch of stuff pre-recorded and scheduled for release days, so you guys haven't seen that big of a lapse in it, but I know as far as me working on things, I've taken a little bit of a break, because again, I had some stuff going on in my personal life, and as well as trying to start all these new goals and motivations that I had. It took a toll on me. So, but thankfully now I think I'm out of the thick of it for the most part. I've got my head screwed on pretty well. I'm feeling very motivated, very positive. A lot of that detox phase is left, and I'm back in control, and I'm better and happier than ever. So thankfully a lot of that is behind me, and I think I'm ready to try and get back to recording more and working on the things that I want to get done more. It's just finding the balance to do it all with working full time. It's tough. So, as well as at the end of this year, I think I'm going to be taking some, well, not the end, it's more the fall season. I'm going to be taking some classes. So that's another thing I'm going to be throwing onto my schedule. I'm gonna have to pull back a little bit with working and put on some classes, because I'm trying to shift my career towards carpentry and woodworking. I want to learn the framing side of things. I want to learn the woodworking side of things. I want to open up my own business and my own woodworking shop, as well as with that shop, I kind of want to do some really cool things. I'd love to do some request projects that clients bring me, as well as some fantasy stuff. I'd really love to forge like wooden swords and wooden axes and maces and these different weapons and stuff, and sell them to people. And I just have a lot of ideas and motivation, and I'm super excited. So yeah, later this year I'll be taking some carpentry and some woodworking classes, trying to get into an apprenticeship, and then hopefully maybe do like a year or two of carpentry and framing and stuff like that. Start my own business, work on that. Also try and achieve my goals, continue to do our Let's Plays on YouTube. I've talked about it, how I want to create another separate YouTube channel where I kind of do more long form edited videos where I review all these games that we've played on the channel. and discuss like the elements that I loved about them, things that I didn't like, the artistry, why it's special to me, kind of highlight different things just for my creative freedom of it. But yeah, sorry, I'm yapping a lot because I'm motivated and we haven't talked in a while, guys. So, all right, let's talk to Bear Sloth.
Look
What tomorrow
behind you,
brings.
person. The hive stirs as the land that surrounds us shudders and shakes.
Good to see you again, brother.
It is as it should be. The Great One has risen. My watch comes to an end.
Only one may rise.
There is no time to waste. A hero must be found. The task I give will require an army to complete, but only one may rise from the throng of would-be champions to take on the burden and responsibility of an ally of the Brood. Within the lair of the Lord of Blackrock is a most cruel beast. The Brood Lord Lashlayer guards the halls of strife, blocking the way into Nefarian's inner sanctum. Slay the foul aberration and return his head to me. Do this, and you may begin the next step of your journey.
That's a really cool quest. Unfortunately, it's a dungeon/raid quest, so not one we're going to be able to do, but I liked reading the lore about it. Let's talk to Runk again.
Where would you like to fly?
And we are heading to Orgrimmar. Now, as I fly, I'm going to pause. I'll resume when we land in Orgrimmar and just do a quick bathroom break and get some water. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit when we land at Orgrimmar. All right, gamers, we're back. Touchdown in Orgrimmar. I was AFK a little longer than I thought. Got myself a little snack, both a fresh bowl of fruit, half peach and some strawberries, as well as another little snack, about 6 Starbursts. So let's take a peek at our bank. Man, it is dead near.
I guarantee this bank's security with my own blood. Is
Karis,
that good enough for you?
good to see you, brother. I'm looking for... Do we have our... Oh, never mind. We have our scroll for Princess. I'm going to put up some of these chests. We've got 10 stacks of thistle tea. I've got some food, although I'd like some better food. It'll have to do for now. Actually, the hell am I talking about? We did get the volatile rum for when we hit level 60, but I never drank it. I want to keep this Twilight Cultist set, but the issue is bag space, huh? I'm running a little low on bag space. I think I did decide that I'm not going to do the Timber Mall Hold reputation quests. I'm not going to gain much from them, and it's just a lot of mobs to kill for not a lot of reward. It's like I need to kill like 200 of those things, and I was just like, I farmed the pages. I couldn't be bothered to farm the reps, so those are probably ones that I'm just going to go ahead and... I would love the potions, but I don't need them. Like, I do have a good bit of potions. And it would give us a stack of 5 of these majors, but I do have 8 already, you know, so. I'll keep them on this side of the bag for now in case I change my mind in the future, but for the most part, I think we're gonna leave that one. I'm gonna go craft all of this ore into bars and then throw them in the bank, as well as pick up... What reagent do I need for this spider meat? Oh, I don't need anything. I can just craft it. I just need a fire. Okay. So we can make another 8 of these, which we do already have 8. So that's beautiful. That's 16 of the 12 stamina food. Where do I want to keep these? I mean, I guess I can just keep them up here. They're valuable. No. They're very valuable, elixir to have. How about that? Can I? No, I can't. Alright, let's smelt our mithril. One of my buddies just had a baby, so our chat is going crazy. Let me snack on some of these squall berries. They're not the ripest strawberries, but they get the job done. If you guys are watching this in the future, or when it posts or whatever, if you made it this far, comment below what's your favorite fruit. Most people, you know, it used to be for me watermelon, but there's not really like much nutrients to watermelon outside of it's just hydrating. And then for a while it was peaches, and it still might be peaches, but honestly, between peaches and oranges, dude, oranges go so hard. I love a good citrus fruit. Strawberries, they never really did it for me until recently, and they're pretty good recently, but I mostly just eat them because they're good for me. I'm not crazy about them, but now a peach goes crazy. Make some powder. As well as some more heavy rune cloth, because we got a good bit of rune cloth. I'm not sure if we're going to get engineering to 300, and by not sure I mean like 99.9% sure that we're not going to get it to 300, but 270, that's basically max, right? We got mining complete, we got first aid complete, I think cooking is complete. I think our fishing needs some work, but that's also one that's just it's just a time sink, and I really don't, you know, have the most interest in doing that. If I was going to play this character forever, I would definitely get it done, but yeah, cooking's at 297, 3 points from max. Fishing, 243, engineering, 270. Those are basically max in my mind. Swords are maxed out. That's actually really nice. I didn't know that. Daggers need some work. My defense is almost maxed out. One more. Throne is close, but it needs about 25 or so. Unarmed needs another 100. Maces, guns, those need some love. Bows and crossbows, those need some love. Those are things that I might just work on, like, in my own time if I'm ever bored and want to play something, but don't know what I want to play, and I'm just, like, hanging out in Discord with my friends. Might just boot up hardcore WoW and, like, start chipping away at, you know, unarmed, trying to get that at 300, or throne to 300, just for the OCD completionist in my mind. But in our series, it would be so boring to just spend, like, an hour or two and making a whole video, like, just working on my bow skill, or my unarmed skill, or fishing. Like, that's not, you know, we've done our journey. That's just the extra, right? But take a sip of this coffee. It's nice to see a lot of low-level players on, though. I feel like you do see a lot of these low-level players on hardcore, and not many where I am, which is like max level or close to max level, like 40s, 50s. You might see one or two here and there, but you see a lot of like 19s, level 10s, 20s, in that range, because that's where majority of players are, right? All right, some more materials for the bank. Guess I should grab a couple more instant poisons while I'm in Orgrimmar. Might as well. Just to have the bags looking nice and replenished. I wish I had one more row. Or one more square on this row, I should say. Just so I can put our Noggin Fogger in there. Alright, that leaves us with 16 spider sausage. That's nice. So 4 times 8, 8 and 8, 16, 32 of the Dusts of Deterioration. And 10 Crystal Vials should get us 8. Alright, let's put this stuff up in our bank. Maybe take a minute to... Nah, we'll look at that stuff when we get back. Set our hearth to Orgrimmar, though, so we can hearth back here when we're done. Oh, device notification. Weird. There she is.
If we are to make these
Grishka.
new lands ours, then we must have places to rest our battle-weary
And
bodies.
she looks rough.
Lay your axe by the fire and share the stories of your mighty battles.
Thank you, Grishka.
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin?
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin? That looks good to me. These two I'm just gonna chuck to the vendor. Screw it. Barkeep, my man. I tell you what, give me a jug of Badlands bourbon. Might need a drink before we take on Princess. Ooh, Bee Bunny Priest, level 60 with some Zul'Gurub gear. Looks like the tailor crafted priest robes, or maybe that's a questline priest robes. How did he die there? Did he like fall or disconnect, and did he have a debuff on him and hearthed, and I don't know. That sucks. Doris.
You haven't lived until you've looked down on the world from the back of a Wind Rider.
Alright, we're heading to Ashara. We'll go talk to Duke Hydraxis, turn in these two quests. He might have some chains for us. I think more than likely he does, and it's going to take us to Blackrock to do some dungeon quests. Maybe? I'm not sure. We'll see. But if he does, we're not doing those, of course. I know the Waterlords have like a lot of reputation gatekeeping, I guess is the right word I'm looking for. No, that's not it, but prerequisites. A lot of reputation prerequisites that we're not going to get done because it requires you just doing dungeons and raids like over and over and over to get that rep. Not interested in that. I'm actually going to hide these so I don't have to see them because we have the totems, but Winterfall and the Deadwood totem. Bags are looking nice and organized. Now this is a bit of a run, so honestly, I'm gonna jump through the runes of Eldorath and see if General Fangfair is up, because we are hunting for Junho's Mercy. I think is what the name of this weapon is. Yeah, Junho's Mercy, just because it's a cool looking weapon. But I'm gonna pause the video. I'll resume if he is up, but I'm gonna pause the video and run all the way to Kydraxis while I eat my fruit, because it's just gonna be me snacking on some fruit in the interim. It's not gonna be exciting, so I'll see you guys when we get to Waterlord Hydraxis. Alright gamers, we are almost at Waterlord Hydraxis, but there are a couple Sons of Akrarok. Akrarok? I guess that's how you say it. Arkarok? Guarding the area, so I need to be careful, as well as some Wave Thrashers. Now the Wave Thrashers I'm not too scared about. It's more about the Sons of Akrarok that are a little worrisome. They're 54 elites with 8,000 health. That's quite a bit. They also have a knockaway ability, which in the water, I'm not going to be able to kite them. But we've made it. Doesn't matter. Jump out of stealth. Duke Hydraxis, good to see you again, brother. Oh, what? Wait, are those legs? Are those just two columns that look like legs? Where's my spyglass? Bro, those are legs! That's insane. What statue is there? Imagine the upper body and head would be like all the way up into the sky, like around here. That's an insane statue. Holy. I really, really like that. I didn't notice that the first time that we came over to this island. Hydraxis. Let's turn in Poisoned Waters first. I am Hydraxis, Duke of the Waterlords. We know who you are. Do you have the bracers? I do. You have done well, rogue. The corrupted elements... Wait, it would be a little girly. The corrupted elements you cured were once an outrage to our bodies of water. Our strength lies in our purity. And if we are to win our war with the others, we must remain strong. It's hard to do a gurgled voice. Stormers and Rumblers. Your bravery is proven, as is your word to us. Perhaps I may have future tasks for you. Tasks for befitting a valued ally of the Waterlords. Eye of the Emberseer. Now this is a level 60 quest. We might not take this one. You have shown me that you can defeat our enemies and perform missions to further the cause of the Waterlords. I don't know what voice this is, by the way. I'm committed, yeah, so we're just sticking to it. But until you've proven you only faced lesser foes, if pitted against a powerful enemy, can you prevail? That is your new task. High up in Blackrock Spire, the orcs have captured a servant of fire, the Pyre Guard, Emberseer. Find his place of imprisonment, slay his captors, and then slay the Emberseer. Bring me his eye, and it will show me your worth. Sorry, brother, we're not going up into Blackrock Spire. But I appreciate all that you have done for me. And then he has a chain of Molten Core quests, Agents of Hydraxis, and then Hands of the Enemy. Those are all raid quests. We won't be taking those, so let's hit a quick hearth back to Orgrimmar, and then we're flying up to Everlook. God, what voice was that? What did I just give him? I should have watched the old VODs and seen what voice I gave Hydraxis before, but I don't think it was that voice. Hey, level 59. He's almost there. You can make it, brother. 593 is his gear score? Bro. Oh, he's buying gear. I was like, how is his gear score so high? But then it makes sense that he's got Lionheart Helm already. As well as Axe of Deep Wounds, Titanic Leggings. This guy's bought gear for sure. Gauntlets of Valor. He's in full bear pieces. Lightforged Bracers. Bear. I take my cheer back. Now, if he was a solo self-found warrior, then I'd have a lot more respect. Alright, only 2 quests left in the log.
From the back of a wind rider.
Well, actually, a couple more. We're just not tracking them. Princess, and we need to head back to Warrug to take Conrath, where we dropped it for a bit, but we haven't talked to the Centaurs and Desolus in quite a while, so I'm excited to go back to them. Conrathras, who we'll take on first, and then we'll go take on Princess. And then I'll probably tie up the episode doing some exploration. I wouldn't mind running through the wetlands, even though it's mostly an Alliance zone. EPL, we have 1 spot, or 2 spots, well, 3 spots really that we need to, well, 4 spots really that we need to explore. Kind of scared of that, though. Western Plaguelands, completely explored. Tearsfall Glades, completely explored. Silverpine Forest, completely explored. Alterac, done. South Shore, done. The Highlands, done. Like I said, we do need wetlands. Loch Madon does need some work, but it's an Alliance zone. Dunmoreau needs some work, but it's an Alliance zone. Badlands needs some work. Searing Gorge is done. Burning Steppes has a little bit. Red Ridge is Alliance. Elwyn is Alliance. Although I could run through them. Lakeshire, Alliance. Stonard, completely done. The Blasted Lands need some work past the Dark Portal. I think this is mostly elite stuff, though. And right here, this is a cave, or a mining cavern, I believe, something like that. Darkshire, we do need to see Karazhan. Or sorry, not Darkshire, that's Deadwind Pass, right? Yeah. And Duskwood does need some or Darkshire, Duskwood, Darkshire, whatever. Westfall Alliance Zone, but I wouldn't mind exploring. And then Stranglethorn Vale, completely explored except for Zul'Farrak, which is a raid, but so mostly just like Alliance zones that are left, and it's all of the Eastern Kingdoms is basically where we have places that we need to explore. Kalimdor, which is mostly the Horde continent, in my mind, is pretty much completely done, outside of, I do have this island in Feralis, which we'll probably hit after we do Conrathra. Felwood's good. I do need Darkshore. I guess I could explore Darkshore. And the northern tips of Winter Spring, which we'll get this while we're here. I'll talk to Denova. Actually, I'll run up there first, explore that stuff, and then we'll go talk to Denova, run back to Everlook, fly to Moonglade, and talk to Umber. Then we'll head down to Desolus. We'll do Conrathra. I'll go down to Feralis. I'll explore these islands real quick. By that point, Hearth might be back. If not, we'll fly. And then we'll go take on Princess. And then Hearth should be back by then. We'll head back to Orgrimmar. Probably take a look at our items in our bank and reflect on the journey. Get ready to wrap it up. Might have to just do the exploration in my own free time, as well as like working on the skills and stuff, just because the video would be 3-4 hours long if I do all the continents explored. And I said, you know, we want 150 to be the finale. We've been working on WoW hardcore WoW for quite a while. It's been a slow burner, and I want to just get it, knocked out and off the list, completed. That way we can move to other games and focus our attention on other games and other things. What a wall, bro. Holy. That is the most insane cliff face. Imagine pulling up on something like this. Like you're just sailing across the continent and you pull up to that. Just miles vertical. That'd be such an insane thing to see. There's no slow, gradual increase. No, it's just whoom, straight up. The peaches. They're top notch. So realistically, we should have 4 quests left. 2 that we're heading to turn in now. 1 that we have to pick back up that we dropped just because our quest log was too full. We'll do that one. We'll head to Princess, like I said. Then we're done with the quests. All the quests that we realistically could do in Hardcore WoW, complete. In a solo self-found Hardcore WoW. Meaning we never group, we never do any dungeons, no raids, anything like that. Completely in this world alone. Bum, 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 bum. Now we are back in a zone where mobs are close to our level range. We need to respect the pathing. I love the sound of the hooves in the snow. Alright, so let's explore this upper right region. I know this is a elvish encampment somewhere around here. Or maybe that's what Starfall Village is, but... Owl beasts! I don't know why I have 3 of these. I think I only need 1, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure Denova's going to send us to Daenerys to drink this in the graveyard. And I'm afraid it's going to kill me, so I don't really want to... I need to do some research again and make sure that that's not going to kill me. Hello? Hello, children. Hello. Princess Tempestria. If you mortals are also craven, this will be easier than I thought. I have no intent to die to your hand, princess. Alright, we got this cave explored. These things are level 58. It's kind of a nice tree, too. The Hidden Grove. Ooh, a little moonfire, huh? Oh, Gimlet. Help our boy out real quick. him a bow. What, does he need another one? Alright, brother. Best of luck on your journeys. We're out. I helped him take 2 down. Bone Witch and Rock Shiri. Bone Witch sounds really interesting. Wonder if that's a creature with the nickname Bone Witch, or if that's an actual, like, humanoid witch. Little thorium. Heyo. Now the Chillwind Ravagers, I do need to be careful. They're mostly around level 58, 59. They can enrage. Frost Saber Rock. I'm gonna poke around here just for a second and see if I can find this Bone Witch or Rock Shiri. Okay, well there are stalkers around here. Doesn't seem to be up. Can be in multiple different locations though. Alright, let's go talk to Denova. Then we'll head to Umber. Get this show on the road a little bit. We're already hitting the hour mark as far as our recording time. And I'd like this to be no more than 2 hours for the finale. We still got to take on Khan, Hrothra, and Princess, and now Khan, Hrothra, I'm pretty confident we can take him down. Princess, I know what that fight looks like. There's a lot of mobs that are summoned. I am a little nervous that we won't be able to take that one down, but we're going to give it our best try. If we need to, I will vanish and sprint away or whatever we got to do, but I'm going to try my best not to die to Princess, but we basically get a one and done attempt on Princess. So I'm going to try and take that fight on, use everything I have, my mechanical Yeti, Thistle Tea, potions, adrenaline rush, all that jazz, poisons, bombs, dummies, saps, sticky glues, sands, our elixir of mongoose, food, everything. We're going to pop all of our cooldowns, do everything, try and zerg her down really quickly, get the kill, get the hell out of there. That's the best case scenario. Probably have a drink before we do it too, just for liquid courage, but Spirit of the Damned. So it seems like these ghosts can kind of spawn in multiple areas. They probably share spawns with each other if I'm imagining correctly. Plus 45 attack power when fighting undead. That's kind of cool. You can get a full undead slaying set. Tunic, hand wraps, and wrist wraps. You get the full set plus an extra 2% damage when fighting against undead. That's actually really good. If you're doing like Scourge farming in maybe like Eastern Plaguelands or Western Plaguelands for the stones, you could try and get that set. Try and get that full set, making killing undead easier if you're doing a bunch of strat home runs or something like that. Let me do some research on the side on the Fideer Elixir quest. Because I'm pretty sure it sends us back to Teneris. Or maybe we're on the end of it. True silver, I don't need it, but I am going to hit it just for... we can sell it. Okay, so this is actually a quest that we're gonna not go any further with in hardcore, it seems. Thankfully, I did do some research because I knew. Check. It says in the comments for the follow-up quest from Denova here. Warning: this counts as a death, and it will make you lose your soul of iron. I just tested this by accident.
Hello. What brings you to Winter Spring? These
got your...
cold and vast lands may seem dismal, but this is a place of many secrets.
I've got your elixir right here, Denova.
I'll need one vial to make sure that this is truly the elixir. Yes, this is the stuff. This elixir will allow you to speak with one that you would not normally even see. Take the Videre elixir, along with Lincoln's sword, to the graveyard just outside Gadgetson in Tanaris. Once there, drink the potion. You may be quite surprised at the results, but do not be alarmed. In your other form, head due north until you reach the mountains. You'll find the one you need to speak with in one of the rocky crevices. His name is Geryon. Remember, he will only speak to you in that form.
So that does count as a death, so I'm actually going to leave that quest there. And it does have quite a bit of a chain there, as you can see. Lincoln's sword, Lincoln's adventure, it's dangerous to go alone. I'm pretty sure it gives you like a chromatic sword, maybe something like that. I can't remember, but since it does count as a death and we would lose our soul of iron, I'm not doing it. To me, this is the most valuable thing I have on my character, is these two things right here, our soul of iron and our self-found adventure buffs. Never known defeat, unbroken self-found champion. There's no way I would want to give that up. So very sad. Sorry to see this post by with all 4 quests in this quest chain. Yeah, it's just not worth it. That's the end of that chain for us there. Next, we're going to talk to Umber. I hope that there's not a chain with this. It seems like there is one more, uncovering past secrets. We might not do it depending on what it asks of us. We might, depending on what it asks of us, but... I remember doing that quest from Denova on my non-hardcore character. Going to the graveyard, drinking it, and it's like you die. And I'd always thought, well, if I ever do this in hardcore, I need to make sure I check and to see if that will kill you. And thankfully, that stuck in my brain so hard that I was like, you know what? I remember this. Man, I truly love this character so much. I can't believe how lucky we've gotten on a lot of the pieces of gear that we've gotten from mostly fishing, but like world drops, chests we found out in the world. Like I remember we got this ring from a chest we found out in the world. This trinket we found on a kill in Stoner, or was it Swamp of Sorrows? I'm pretty sure. You know, we've got of the monkey, of the monkey, all organically found. Of the monkey, of agility. This chest piece is crazy that we found this organically. Yeah, just really good pieces that we found organically and through luck, and that's just so... It means so much more when you find the pieces yourself instead of just buying stuff from the auction house. I've been a huge advocate of that throughout our entire adventure. If you're playing hardcore, highly recommend playing solo self-found. It adds so much more to the journey and the adventure. It wouldn't be nearly as memorable if like every 2 levels I was looking for upgrades on the auction house because I can buy gear to make the journey even easier. You know what I mean? Like it's just, ugh, you know. But I've kept this ring since level 31. It's a hard ring to replace, man. It's a really good ring. But if I was using the auction house and I could just spend 100 of the gold that we've earned on a ring, well, all of a sudden Ring of the Underwood doesn't mean as much at all anymore. You know what I mean? Or our Blazing Emblem, or our Ebon Scimitar of the Monkey. You know what I mean? Or our Serpent Slicer. We found this. It was a world drop, I believe. Or did we fish this up? I can't remember. I think it was a world drop. We like just killed something and looted it, and it happened to be a really good main hand sword. Really good is arguable. I'll say it's a solid main hand sword, right? Solid speed, has a chance to poison, good top end damage. It's a good meaty weapon. But yeah, Solo Self-Found has added so much weight to the journey, and I would not trade it for anything. If I could go back and be like, well, you could buy things from the auction house. Never, bro. Never. And if I was to play hardcore again and play a different class, Solo Self-Found 100% every time. I'm a huge advocate of Solo Self-Found. The game is just so much more fun when you have to like map out quests that are worth doing because it's going to be an upgrade for you, or trying to farm a specific rare because it has a item that would be a really good item for you. Like, I don't know, long-term viewers of the series, you'll remember we were farming Nimar the Slayer for episodes and episodes, hoping that we would see him. I saw him twice, killed him twice. I got his headdress, and I got, I think the gloves, both once. But I was farming this, the Dark Hooded Cape. 10 agility, 4 strength. This would be my Biss cape for basically the rest of the game. Now, the cape that I do have now, the Deep River Cloak, is pretty damn good. 11 agility, 7 stamina. It's 1 more agility and a lot more health versus the 4 strength that the cloak, Nimar's cloak, gave. But I didn't know that this cloak existed until later, right? I think I got this cloak from a quest. So I was trying to get that cloak at like... I was trying to get Nimar's cloak at like level 38, 40, somewhere in the late 30s, early 40s. This would have carried me all the way to the end game. I mean, you can equip it as low as level 32. And it's almost as good as a level 60 cloak that I have, you know what I mean? So, excuse me. That's the fun of Solo Self-Found, is actually like paying attention to rare spawns and being like, maybe it's worth trying to check every few hours to see if this guy's up. And it just adds depth, man. It adds depth. Mylana. That's a beautiful name. I like that name. Mylana. Umber, are you up here? No. Moonglade seems like a nice place to rest your weary bones at the end of a long day. There he is, Umber. At the bookshelf.
If you're looking for information that the Cenarian Circle might have archived somewhere, then I am the one to talk to. Then again, you need to know what information you're looking for first before I can really help you. See how that works? Brilliant. Have a good one.
Why, hello there. Let me be a little honest with you, friend. You smell a bit ripe. Whiffy, one might say. Now, I'm not making a personal assailment of your being. I'm just saying, in the future you may want to freshen up a little after coming in from the field. We'll make those first impressions a little more positively impressionable. Anywho, what can I do for you? We were told to come see you with this object.
Well, great monkey toads. What have you got here? It's sort of book-shaped, I guess. I'll try and crack this shell on it. Leo sent you to me from Silithus. I've only heard very hushed rumblings, which I guess aren't all that hushed when you think about it, about the horrors that are going on out there. Couple that with my lack of pleasure for anything bug-like, and you've got the recipe for me needing to stay here with the books.
I like it.
Anyway, you should check back with me relatively soon. That is, if you want to know what was in here. As soon as I find out what it is, and if it's indeed a book, I'd be happy to share that information with you. In the meantime, I'd check in with the den mother of this little bear camp, Rabin. No doubt he'll want to know what crazy antics you've been up to. Never leave the den mother waiting, adventurer. That is, unless you want to be doused in honey. It's happened. Trust me.
Ooh, we get a new ring. Ring of Living Stone, 10 strength, 9 stamina. That might actually replace, yeah, our Band of Allegiance, a ring that we've had since like the level 30s. Rabin.
Don't listen to the hearts of the world. The answer lies within. You know the truth.
I love Elvish.
Ah, adventurer. I had hoped you would stop by. I am glad to see you well. I received notice you would be coming in from the field, and I wanted to personally express the Cenarian Circle's gratitude for the assistance you've given us thus far. No doubt there are more secrets to uncover from Silithus. Your delivery to Umber should prove most interesting once uncovered. Please accept this as a token of our continued appreciation for your aid. Thank you, generous adventurer.
Definitely taking the Ring of Living Stone. And that is the final quest for the Cenarian Circle / Cenarian Hold. 6 gold, by the way, for that one, plus the 2 gold that we got for talking to Umber. So let's reorganize these rings a little bit. Save our new set, update the current items. Ah, crap, actually. There we go. Make sure we have our swords on, because we are combat. Lorelei. Sell our Band of Allegiance. We won't need that anymore. Under the Chitin was... Oh, so there is another quest.
Hey, it's you again. Well, I mean you, as in the you that is adventurer. Yes, that you. Hey, let me start over. That object you found in Silithus, it was in fact a book. It was a journal written in a very ancient dialect of what we now call the Darnassian tongue. It'll take a while, but I'm going to go over it very thoroughly. I thought you should know that what you found was extremely valuable for the Circle. The Den Mother's all excited and everything.
Really cool. Just an extra 2 gold too. And that puts us over 300 gold. Super exciting. Now, we need to go talk to Fostron. And we're heading to Desolus to take on Khan Rathra. 300 gold is about the 1/3 mark to Epic Mount, which is exciting. I knew we weren't going to hit our epic mount in solo self-found hardcore, but I wanted to see how close we could get by the end of the adventure, and 300 gold is a lot further than I thought we were going to get. Let me just put it that way, because we have our 60% ground mount paid for. We bought our riding skill. We bought all of our training, every single ability we've learned. I've been buying tons of poisons and food and all these different things that when I see them I can buy them from NPCs. We haven't been extremely frugal with our gold, but we don't spend it on anything like in the auction house or anything like that. But I did buy all of our skills. We bought tons of reagents that we needed.
Where would you like to fly
and we're
to?
still at 300 gold after all's said and done. So that's really, really, really exciting. A third of the way to epic mount is where we got by the time that we hit 60 and did all of our questing in hardcore WoW, which is really cool. I love that entrance. Just a giant bear head. But alright guys, we're flying to Desolace. I'm going to pause it for now, and when we land in Desolace, I will resume. We're going to go take on Khan Frathra, and then go make our way over to the Eastern Kingdoms and try and take on Princess, and get ready to wrap up our adventures in hardcore WoW. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Alright gamers, just touched down in California. No, we're in Desolace. We have landed. We're going to go talk to Warrug. Just wanted to unpause and probably repause as we run over there, but just show you guys that we've landed in Desolace. I'll, like I said, pause it real quick while we run over to Warrug to save some time and resume when we get there. There's our boy Rune, one of my favorite NPCs along the adventure. This guy's so fucking badass, man. God, he's so cool. Anyways, gonna pause it and resume when we get to Warrug and the other centaurs. I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright gamers, we have made our way back to the Magrim Centaur camp, and we are going to go talk to the chieftain, Warrug. It's been a while since we talked to these boys, but man, Warrug, why are you so small compared to everyone else, bro? You're a little guy. Alright, well, we've read this before, but we'll reread this. The Gelkis clan is dead, and now the Moradin will fall. Kill the Moradin, Khan, Hrathra. To face him, blow the horn on the high bluff in the Valley of Spears. But to blow the horn, you need a mouthpiece. To get a mouthpiece, kill Moradin's centaur. Keep killing until you find a mouthpiece. Then blow the horn. Do this, and the Moradin centaur will come to the tower. Kill them until Khan Hrathra appears. Hrathra holds the piece of a key. Give this piece to me. We actually get a belt upgrade, too. I was not expecting to get a belt upgrade, but doesn't look the best, but hey, we'll take it. Alright, over to the Valley of Spears. We've been there before. We helped a goblin female escape from here. I can't remember her name right now, but Tin, save that for someone that needs it. I'm saving the bourbon for Princess. I don't think Khan Hrathra is going to be too challenging, but Princess, I'm going to need a drink. We're going to need some liquid courage. Sorry, talking to one of my buddies that I haven't talked to in a while, and we were talking about going and seeing a classical show in the theater, and he's working on getting his pilot's license. And he was like, I'm about 2 months out from us just renting a plane and going. And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That would be so cool. And if you're gonna, everyone's got to die at some point. If you're gonna go, what better way to go than in a plane full of your friends with one of them at the helm? Maybe we survive, all of a sudden it's like Lost 2.0. Which I did recently rewatch Lost. Great show, man. Such a good show. If you haven't seen Lost, highly recommend it. But I've been doing so much yapping, my throat's starting to hurt. That's how you know I haven't done a WoW episode in forever. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks since I did a WoW recording. We did 149, and I haven't really touched WoW in, like I said, 3 to 4 weeks. Silver, let's leave that for someone that needs it. There it is. The entrance to the Valley of Spears. Whirlwind Stormwalkers. Man, it's been a while since we've been here. The Maradin! Alright, let's go ahead and slap on some poisons just to make this a little faster. I'll eat a hot wolf rib. And let's get to slaying. Big 885 crit. Imagine first kill, we get the mouthpiece. Oh. Didn't realize you had a bow. So it's the scouts that we want to keep in melee range because they have bows. Now, silk is probably something that we're just going to sell at this point. I don't think I need it for... Do I need it for... No, mithril frags? I don't think so. I think I need them for iron grenades, though, but... Yeah. I haven't really been making iron grenades, although they are solid. They're probably the lowest tier, like, decent damage AoE stun grenade that I could make. I've kind of converted to the mithril frag bombs. But I do get a good bit of silk, so... Yeah, I don't think Hrothra is going to be too bad. The thing that made me nervous about it was the fact that it's like a... It's a, what's the correct word for it? It's like a chain event where you have to kill multiple waves. Oh, big lag. Didn't like that. That one made me a little nervous. I was like, oh, do we... This mouthpiece is going to have an awful drop rate. And up here is where we summon Khan. I guess I should say Hrothra. Khan is a title, not his name. I don't even think I should be slice and dicing. I should probably just be eviscerating. There's the mouthpiece. Perfect timing too. We just cleared the entrance to up here. Oh, look, it's a war horn. That's sick. All right, let's take on Hrothra. Intruders at the horn. Don't let them escape. Kill the intruder. Need to try and not use any of my AoE, but that's exactly what I wanted to do right there. Was separate 2 with a distract, take on the 1. Then maybe use my gun to shoot this one. Dealt a triple sword spec proc back. That was insane. Oh, and a free greater healing potion. Now, Hrothra should be this wave. There he is. 5,000 health. I'm going to try and distract. Yes! I'm playing so well right now. Alright, let's get as much into Hrothra as we can. Put a solid bleed on him, too. I'm going to kill him before the gang shows up. And I slip back into the shadows. They didn't even realize that I killed. That's such a sick thing to do. Let's go. Alright, we get the key fragment. We slip out. Shh. They're like, huh? What? You imbeciles! That was Hrothra. Alright, that's 1 down. Next up, Princess. Now, I believe the neck is an upgrade as well. No, it's not. Not anymore. I did get a pretty solid neck, the Ethereal Talisman. This was an upgrade for a while until we did Eastern Plaguelands, and I think I got this necklace in Eastern Plaguelands, so... Or maybe it was Western Plaguelands, one of the two, but it's a pretty damn good necklace. 5 strength, 4 agility, 6 stamina, very good. Nice. Let me DM my buddy back on Discord so he knows I'm not ignoring him. I'm just working on some content, but... just told him we'll chat more soon, don't worry. He said he has to stay hidden so his instructor doesn't... He had it as instructor on Discord, now he's got to stay hidden so they don't see him messing around on games. I said, you know what? It's all good. Stay hidden. Enjoy your peace. And we'll chat more soon. Send my love to my homies while I'm alive. We're actually making pretty good time. We're an hour and a half in. I wanted this thing to be about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how long it took. And we've got Princess and a little more after that, and that's basically it. Nice! A belt upgrade at level 60 from a level 30, well, 42. A level 42 quest. That's crazy. This is the beauty of Classic WoW. That's an upgrade by every sense of the word right there. And it shows that we conquered Khan Hrathra. Do what I ask. Prove to me that you are an ally of the Magrum. Khan Hrathra is dead. Now the Magrum are the strongest of the Centaur. We will crush the others and rule Desolus. We will remember you, Bale, and you will be spared. Wait, and you will be spared our hooves when all others are trampled. Okay. Magrum Hunter's Belt. That's such a cool, like, item to show that you've conquered the Khan. That puts us at just short of 3,000 health with a food buff. If I pop the spider sausage, I should be at 3,000 health. So, alright guys, I'm going to head back to Shadowprey Village, catch a flight to Orgrimmar, and then catch the Zeppelin to the Undercity. I'm going to pause while I run, because I do need to go use the bathroom real quick. And then I'll resume when we touch down in Hammerfall. So I will see you guys for the scary bit next. See you in just a little bit. Alright gamers, we are just about to touch down in Hammerfall. Check out the cowlick, huh? That's not really a cowlick, it's just my hair flopped back with the headset. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting nervous here guys, I'm getting nervous! Oh, met a kind druid on the Zeppelin over here, Crowchild. Hit me with some buffs, give me the Mark of the Wild and the Thorns. The Thorns is gonna run out before we can really make any use of it. Make any use of it, whatever. Yeah, let's get over here. Possibly clear out... Is this where... No, we're not even summoning her here. We actually summon her down here in this pit. Okay. If there's any mobs around, let's clear them out. Iron deposit. I'll save that for someone that might need it. This is her obelisk. So let's go ahead and quickly get buffed up. I'll tell you what. Drink our Badlands bourbon. I need some liquid courage. Let's go ahead and get buffed up. I'm feeling tipsy. I'm even going to put some poisons on our daggers just in case. Pop a spider sausage. Pop an elixir of the mongoose once we get our food buff. And interact with it. The shards of Mizrael are now strangely quiet. So I believe I have to summon her with the scroll. I'm going to try and immediately jump into stealth, see if I can get... There she is. What? Bale, you served me well, but why have you summoned me so soon? I haven't reached my full power yet. Here they come. Ah, shit. I did things incorrect order. I'm panicking. Quickly. Potion back to full health. No, we're so close. No, we've got too many elementals on us. 8%. Yes, hit the Yeti, hit the Yeti. Yes, we did it. Get the hell out of here. I'll come back for the body later. The Yeti, baby, the Yeti. Hit a quick vanish. Oh my god. The fucking Yeti, baby. And that's why we saved the Yeti. Oh, let's go. The Eldritch Shackles. Our final quest in the hardcore adventure. One I was very nervous about, and rightfully so. You see why. You see 15, 20 elementals that just jumped on us out of nowhere. The shards of Mizrael are now strangely quiet. As the Eldritch Shackles are placed around the shards, an inhuman wail is heard from far below. The scream is followed by a roar. The shards of Mizrael no longer invoke feelings of warmth and security as they once did. Now they pulse with an open menace, as if the things beneath them holds ill will towards the surface. The pulsating crystalline shard. So that explains this item itself, right? That's so cool. Ah, what a great way to tie up the hardcore adventure. Let's go ahead and hearth back to Orgrimmar. Let's take a look at our bank, appreciate some of the items that we got along the way, top up off our supplies one last time, get a few more poisons, one more of our major healing potions out of the bank, maybe grab an extra thistle tea, replenish our bandages, just for OCD purposes.
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin?
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin? Take one of these bad boys. I am going to keep the pulsating crystal, I think. I'll have to do some organizing in my spare time, but for now that's fine. Let's make one more. I played that fight so poorly because I was just so nervous. I didn't mean to make two. I was so anxious that we were going to mess up. I played it so poorly, but worked out in the end. Let's grab a couple more poisons, a flash powder. Just for even numbers, I'll sell one of those bad boys. I could have used a sticky glue and everything, but where are my... I guess I moved them off the bars. Whoops. Brogash. What a name. Whew. We survived. We survived, baby. We need 6 poisons, so 4 times 6, 6, 12, 18, 24. Excuse my pathetic math. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, let's make our poisons, get our bags nice and replenished. We'll make 1 thistle tea. Sell that stuff just for nice even numbers, because I like nice even numbers. Oh wait. Well, I can sell it at the next vendor. Thistle tea. There it is. I just need water. Gonna sell the silk cloth. Jump counter. 92,542. We didn't quite break 100,000 jumps. We're 7,500 short. We're not gonna make it, guys, but we did meet our original goal of 50,000. 100,000 would be crazy. I probably will break 100,000 if I ever get back on this character and decide to max out all his weapon skills and all of his professions. So that's another thing that I can kind of work towards in the future, if I ever want to. But all right, bags are looking nice. We're stocked up on food. We got a couple bombs. Still got some Yeti charges left if I need them. Poisons thrown, bullets. Got our set of daggers. All of our tools, our baubles, our Nat Pagel's Extreme Angler FC 5000. Super proud of this thing. Very, very cool fishing rod. Limited edition, by the way.
I guarantee this bank's security with my own blood. Is that good enough
Oh,
for you?
Lock Dizzle. I've seen that guy before. And yeah, just along our way. You know what? Let me go ahead and equip this. Bind it. Because it's ours.
Besides the grunts outside, my brothers and I fought at the Battle of Hyjal.
I know, Karis, I know.
Any who seek to steal from the bank must face us first.
So, this is what we're ending the adventure with, you know. 20 silver bars, 20 gold bars, 20 iron bars, 20 mithril bars, 120 thorium, 20 true silver. We've got a good bit of solid blasting powder and dense blasting powder. We've got a ton of heavy junk boxes that I need to open in the future. This would obviously be unrecorded, but if I ever wanted to max out my lockpicking, I have these to help level it up. We've got a decent collection of rare gemstones with, I always say it wrong, malachite, tiger's eye, small lustrous pearls. We got 6 malachite, 3 tiger's eyes, 4 small lustrous pearls. Weatherlight, I've seen this person too. 13 shadow gems, 6 moss agate, 20 lesser moonstone, 19 jade, 20 citrine, 11 aquamarine, 2 black pearls, 12 star rubies, and 2 large opals, as well as an essence of fire and an essence of water. We've got our goblin jumper cables, which aren't of any use in hardcore, but I still love the idea of them. The goblin transponder, this allows us to go to Nomergon. We did the quest chain for this thing, very cool. Just an item that can help travel around the world. We got some backup cloth. We've got some spare leathers that we fished up. All this was fished up. More boxes that I need to open. We've got extra swift thistle, some carrion surprise, which I could probably get rid of this honestly, but some extra major healing potions. These are the best healing potions I'm going to get. I got some volatile rum, which I will go ahead and drink and just celebrate, I think. Some backup bags that we found along the way. 2 of the large knapsacks we found organically. The Deviant Hide pack. This was a Wailing Caverns quest that we did. We got a red rose, just a little nice cosmetic item. The Rogue's Diary. You can never, in the history of WoW, lockpick this thing. Even to this day in retail, they've never let you lockpick this. I think they actually removed it after a certain point. We have our Goblin Engineer membership card. This expires in 8 days, which, good thing we've come to the end of our journey. But we got our loofah. This thing removes bleeds. We did a quest for this. Our Black King Snake, which I'll keep him in the bank for now. He's been a good companion along the way. Where do I want to keep him though? I think I'm gonna actually move some of this stuff around real quick. Our deep dive helmet, we created this thing with engineering. It allows underwater breathing, even though I'm a undead. You know, we have prolonged breath, but it's not forever. So this is just nice to have. A cool sword that we found along the way, the Sword of Hammerfall. I remember this was we got for doing that very hard elite chain quest in the Arathi Highlands, learning about the human kingdom that once lived there, and the Trollbane epic sword that was Slayer of the Trolls. We got Belgrim's hammer. I can't remember exactly where this one came from, but I do remember it was a really cool quest chain. The Windstorm Hammer. This one was from the, I believe it was the Thundurin quest chain, where we kind of learned about the Windlord. We got the White Bone Shredders. This was from Ungoro. Just a cool fist weapon for me to level up my, I think it's unarmed. If I use these, I think I level up my unarmed, so it would be a nice way to level up unarmed. The compact fighting knife, just a nice little rogue dagger. The Master Hunter rifle, we got this one for completing all of the very difficult hunts in Stranglethorn Vale. Really cool memento for becoming a Master Hunter. We got our Engineer's Hammer. Of course, we got to keep that one. We're an engineer, right? The Torque Wrench. Again, we're an engineer. Got to keep that one. The Thermostatic Egg Timer. A really cool, just visual item for engineers. It's a dynamite in your offhand. I love that item. As well as the Night Glow Concoction. Fitting for an alchemist or a rogue because we make poisons, so I like to keep that one. Very, very cool. The Gnomish Universal Remote. This thing is really cool. Allows control of a mechanical target for a short time. We never actually used this. Never found any mechanical creations that I wanted to take control of, but still a very cool item to keep. And then, of course, the Pulsating Crystalline Shard. We just got this one for sealing Princess Mizrael. She tricked us and convinced us to help free her, and we had to fix our mistakes, right? I'm actually just going to go ahead and get rid of that. We had to fix our mistakes and put her back into her prison. So, yeah, it's been a great adventure in Hardcore WoW. One of my favorite games of all time, easily top 5. Hardcore was just such a special way to play it, especially solo self-found, like I've said throughout this adventure. I just have so many memories playing this game, and it has such a special place in my heart, and it always will. But I am very glad that Hardcore Solo Self-Found is done. So I just want to thank you guys for hanging out throughout this entire series, and I look forward to seeing you in the next series, whatever we take on. So yeah, God bless you gamers. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love, and God bless.